So I just asked, at that time I thought Shifa was on my side, so I messaged her like, he's not here, I don't know where he is. I was happy that he's not here. But she was like, message him, where is he? So I messaged him and he was like, oh, I'm looking out, I went searching for you. But when I was gone the whole night. I was gone for more than 24 hours. He did not care about his wife. And when he called me, when I was at Dr. Fatma's house, the next day in the morning when he called me, he called me in the afternoon, around 3-4 p.m. You know what he said to me? He said, Samana, why aren't you coming back home? What happened? And I'm like, do you not remember what happened? You tried to kill me. And he was like, no, you're just imagining that. That's not true. Come back home. You're fucking crazy. This is what he said. And Dr. Fatma and Shifa heard this conversation because it was on speaker. So I wanted them to hear this. They heard everything. But yeah, when I came back home, he said he was out searching for me. But after a few days, I found out he was actually at a cinema watching Captain America or some Marvel movie that had come out because I found a ticket dated at that time, that specific time and everything, in his jacket when I was doing laundry. So I knew that was a lie. I mean, I knew by this time that he lies about everything. He doesn't care whether I'm alive or not. He just didn't want to appoint him rot in jail, his exact words, because rot in jail because of me. So he was like, I will never leave any marks on your body. I will never leave any proof that, I've abused you. So it was a lot of emotional and mental torture.
So he did return back home and then things were normal for a few days, or like as normal as they were before? Or?
No, he started, he was normal. Every time something happened, he acts like a martyr. So he started acting like a martyr. And the thing about me is, I started feeling sorry for him. Like instead of, I don't know, like I don't know, he messed me up so much. I would start feeling sorry for him. Like I forget myself and I started feeling sorry for him. But I started sorry for him. And then he started being a bit nice. And then all of a sudden, like after a few days, like within a week, he got angry at something. I don't know what it was. I remember he started yelling, he started pushing me, he started rattling me. He was rattling me. This is how his physical abuse was. He would just lift me up because he weighs 200 and some pounds, and I was like 104 pounds. So he would just like pick me up easily, and then he would just rattle me, right? And he started rattling me, and then he started saying that, do you not know that I know you called the police? And I was like, how do you know that? And that's when I found out he goes through my log. That's when I found out he checks everything. Whenever I make calls to my parents and everything, he tried to patch away my phone. So I was like, no, you won't do that. So what I used to do is every time whenever I would sleep at night, I would actually take my phone, lock it in a suitcase with all my documents. And that was my escape bag, with my documents and a few clothes. So I would every time lock my phone, sleep, wake up, and then get it out as soon as he would leave for a job. And this was my life. Like I would keep everything under lock and key. And then I'm sorry, what was the second graph? I'm so sorry. Worked up.
So then he came back and things were normal, is what I was asking you. For the next few days, what happened?
So he was a bit normal, but he kept on going like this. That's when I found out that he tracked me. So I went to Walmart with a little money that my parents had given me when I visited Houston. I still had some left, so I got a burn phone. So I would call my parents through that. Like I wouldn't want him to go to my T-Mobile logs, right? So he had access to that. I didn't have access because he took me out from the access. He took me out from that plan. Like I don't know what it is, but I got a notification that I can't view anything. And the reason how he found out that I called the police was I realized at that time that he called every number, that even if it's an unknown number that I would get, because the line that I called was a domestic violence line, right? It was 615 number, it was a local number. He would have never known that I called the domestic violence the police department, but he called that number. That's how he got to know, and that's how he screamed at me. So it kept on going. Like after that time, I started sleeping in the bathroom from time to time, and then he would ignore me. He got more abusive. I was just I found out the tracking device. I didn't know there was there. It just so happened that my phone something. How do I come about? Oh yeah, because it's I don't know if you're familiar or not. It's that tracking device that has a Wi-Fi built in. The T-Mobile it lets you know your device's
location.
It lets you know if the car's location and the health of your car, right?
Yeah.
So my phone's connection got lost, like the phone data. So it got connected to the car data all of a sudden, and Hello?
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm actually calling you from a Google number because I'm using my phone to record. So.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So it was when my phone got connected to the Wi-Fi, and I was using WhatsApp, so I noticed that it got connected to a different a Wi-Fi, and I checked the bottom part of the steering wheel, and I found that there was this device. So I took that out, I unplugged it, and I got into trouble because of that too, because I threw it out. So after that, it kept continuing. It didn't get any better. It was just.
And then finally, how did you decide then?
It's when he left for Boston, and then he said he's bringing his parents. Do you understand Urdu?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so because he said कि मैं तुम्हारा दिमाग ठीक करता हूँ ना, so मैं घर वालों को बुलाकर तुम्हारा सही से दिमाग ठीक करता हूँ. So I got scared because I knew what used to happen in Boston, because my in-laws used to come over around 3 a.m. I used to stay in my house until morning 7 a.m. and also he used to shout at me. The whole clan, because he's 3 brothers and I'm 3 sisters, and every man in that family has screamed at, insulted me, and trashed me. So वो सब हावी हो जाते थे मेरे ऊपर ना, so I knew what's coming. And then when I talked to my father-in-law and I begged him, like, please don't come right now, and things are not good with my husband, let me make things better. So then you can come. He's like, man, you're lying, and तुम अपना दिमाग का इलाज कराओ. And he got angry and he started saying that there's nothing wrong with my son and there's something wrong with you. And then मैं आकर like तुम जानते his exact words were, तुम जानती हो मैं किस तरह का आदमी हूँ, मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि मैं तुम्हारे साथ क्या क्या कर सकता हूँ. So after my parents heard that, they were like, नहीं, शरीफ लोग ऐसे नहीं बोलते. So just get out. We don't know what's going to happen and how many people he's coming back with. So he was in Boston when I escaped. That's how I was able to escape.
So you just got out and you...
Just within like not even 48 hours that this decision was made, because he went for the weekend, right? He's coming back on Sunday. June 17 was the day when he was coming back. And June 17 was the day when I escaped, because I remember that day properly because that's his birthday. So I came back, and so I escaped that day.
And you came back to your parents' house?
Yes.
Okay.
Came back to Houston.
Okay. And what has happened since then?
Since then, he has tried to come here to probably kidnap me, because he left no paper trail. He still hasn't moved me from the bank account. I don't know for what reason. He keeps very limited money. He's stolen. He's done. He's just. He's contacting people around the community, and then he's telling them that how bad of a wife I was, and then but he still wants me.
So it is this June that you left, right? June 2020.
Yes.
Okay.
2019.
So it's been more than a year. Okay, so it's been a year and a half then, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you are still separated, divorced, or?
No, he's not signing a divorce because he's not ready to divorce me. Because he told me